Welcome to Module 2. This module is one of the most important parts of the entire course. If your paint consistency is right, then everything else becomes easier as a face painter. If it's wrong, even good designs won't work. So let's slow this right down and let's get it right. So why is this so important? Why is paint consistency so crucial when it comes to face painting? Face paint is water activated. So that means that you control it. If your face paint is too dry, then your lines skip and they're broken. If it's too wet, then your paint runs all runny. So perfect consistency gives you smooth lines, bright color, better control of the brush, and faster painting. In this lesson, we'll fix most beginner problems. So if we nip those problems in the bud early, we don't get into bad habits. All right, so activating your paints properly. Let's start with activating the paint. So number one, we add water. Some people dip their brush into the water, which is what I like to do. Other people like to spray their face paints with water and then go into the solid color paint. And when I say spray their solid paints, I mean lightly mister. We don't want puddles in the cake. So once you've got your water well or your cup of water, or you've misted lightly your solid color cake, begin to load the brush. So grab your brush, any of your round brushes that you have in your kit, dip the brush into the water, and where you have your solid color on your palette, pick any color on that palette, bring your brush to the surface of the cake or the color, move your brush back and forth in the paint until we get the consistency that is desired. So you want the paint to look creamy, smooth, a little bit like melted butter. Nice and creamy and smooth. We don't want it to be chalky or clunky and not too watery. We don't want too much water that will cause it to run. So once you have that creamy consistence, which looks round about like this, now test it. So test it on your arm by pressing down slightly and then drawing and then dragging it down into a line. Now, if it's a broken line and skips, then add a little bit more water. It's way too dry. If it runs or it feels very wet and runny on your arm, then wipe your brush onto a little towel like this. Dab the excess off. Go back to your cake, load up, and try that again until you get that lovely creamy consistency. Now, what I like to do before testing as well, and before I actually put that brush onto skin or a practice board, I'll roll the bristles through the paint and slightly lift it up to really work that paint from the ferrule up to the tip of the brush. Now try again on your skin and see if you've got that creamy consistency. Line work versus base work. Different jobs need different paint consistency. So line work is basically details, outlines of a design, swirls and curls, or just basically line work, which are teardrops and dots. In those instances, the paint should be slightly thicker, fully loaded into the brush. So you want it to be even from the base, the ferrule of the brush, to the tip of the brush. So your brush bristles should feel flexible and not floppy. So this is great for outlines, as I mentioned, whiskers, eye details, dots and swirls. So we also need to note that when we do bigger dots, when we're doing dots, we need to load our brush a little bit heavier just to make sure we've got lots of nice creamy paint there to basically dab on to the skin. And base work. Base work is basically backgrounds, filling in backgrounds of a design. So when we're sponging in a background before we do the line work over it, usually we use a sponge for this sort of work, a half moon sponge or a petal sponge. So normally this is the bulk color that's applied, or it can come from a rainbow cake, which are the larger cakes for backgrounds. These examples are perfect for cheek art, backgrounds, masks, butterfly wings, basically any areas that are larger and need to cover a larger area. So sponges like paint slightly wetter than brushes. So that's the difference. We normally sponge on a background with certain designs, and then with our brush we go over it with lines to give it the detail it needs. And usually sponges like wetter, slightly wetter cake, very slightly much more wetter than what you would load your brush. So we'll just go over again how to load your brush properly. So this part really matters, so join me in these next steps with your brush. As we load up and down, we are picking up as much pigment and paint as possible with that water as it's activating the paint. And we want to pick up enough paint to create that creamy consistency. So roll the brush as you load it. This evenly distributes the paint thoroughly from the tip of the brush to the ferrule of the brush. So make sure that the paint reaches the tip of the brush and that there are no, when you have a look at it, there are no dry bristles on the brush. And that would be a half loaded brush, which would cause a lot of broken lines, patchy color, and a lot of frustration. Once you have it fully loaded, it's great because a fully loaded brush gives it clean results. Now join with me in testing that on your arm, bringing the bristles right down to the skin nice and lightly and drag that across the skin. If it's runny, we need to dab off any excess moisture, reload and try again and bring it back. If it's too dry, we need to dip that brush back into the water slightly and dip it back into the paint, pick up some paint from the cake and test it again until you have that perfect, creamy, almost like melted butter consistency. Practice this a few times. Make a few lines and really work with different consistencies. So try to load too much water on and see what that feels like. Try to load too much paint on there without the water, see what that feels like so that you know what that consistency actually feels like as you're loading that brush. Now let's go through some common beginner mistakes and how we can fix them. So the most common issue is too much water. So when there's too much water on your brush and not enough color, the paint runs, bleeds or cracks. How do we fix this? Blot that brush on a towel, get rid of any excess water and reload. Another common problem is the paint is too dry. So what happens to the lines? They are broken and they skip. So how we can fix this is lightly dipping that tip of the brush, just the tip of that brush into that water and reload slowly from your solid color before you test it back onto your skin. Another common mistake is pressing too hard. So when we press too hard, the brush splays and the lines go way too thick. How we fix this is to use gentle pressure and let the brush do the work. So with gentle pressure, we're using the absolute tip of the brush and we are pressing down slightly to change the thickness of that. So the further down we go, the thicker it gets. The further up we pull the brush up, the thinner it gets. Another common mistake is not testing the paint first before it goes onto the skin. Easy fix, always test before touching the face or the arm until you have mastered loading your brushes. Now with time, you will know exactly how much water to paint ratio is needed for each face paint design. It's all about practice and getting to know that sweet spot with that consistency of paint. You're actually creating the paint by activating it onto the dry solid color. So practice, practice, practice. So here is your practice assignment before the next lesson. This is crucial. Grab one of your round brushes and practice loading up the brush, practice rolling it through the color so that you can distribute that color evenly from ferrule to tip. Practice on your skin, practice on a practice board or wherever you feel you need to. Practice loading is probably one of the most important skills that you will develop. Once you have mastered loading your brushes, everything just falls into place. So practice in drawing straight lines, practice in doing curves, practice doing dots with a little bit more heavier loading for dots. And then also practice from thick, bringing the brush right down for thick and then bringing it up for thin. Practice this, do it slowly. Remember, speed comes later. Once you master all these moves, you will get the speed and you'll really, really perfect your face painting designs. Down the bottom is a link to a line work tutorial that I have. It's very comprehensive in doing tiger stripes, swirls, curls, etc., and how the pressure of the brush really matters in transforming that line from thick to thin to thick. My final encouragement to you from this lesson is, if your face painting has felt hard until now, this is probably why, because line work is so important. It can really make or break a design. Paint consistency is an absolute skill. It improves quickly with practice and time. So once this clicks, face painting becomes a lot more fun and you really, really enjoy seeing the amazing work that you're doing. So keep going. You're doing great. So keep practicing and I'll see you in the next lesson.